In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this BougeRV portable refrigerator. Check this thing out, everybody. This thing has been amazing for traveling. If you're like me, and you know, I've been doing some van camping and I do a lot of like travel out of this van, and I'm going to give you a rundown of what my findings have been over these past couple of weeks. Hooked up to my power bank here. This is the Dubasin power bank, and I will show you how much power, how many wattage this thing's pull. So I'll show you that here in a minute. But let me show you what you get in the box. So in the box here, well, that's my IR gun. But guys, I'm going to do a temperature check because I've not checked this in a little while. So you get a AC outlet, a 45 watt, 14.3 volt wattage on there, if you're just curious on what the wattage is on the AC outlet there. Then you get a little bit of a user manual here. Apparently they offer a bag with this thing if you want to do a bag, and it has a little opening right there with a little, I might end up ordering that bag because I like that, the looks of that bag. And they have an external power bank, which is a 220 watt external power station. But I have a power station that I'm going to recommend to you guys. Here's the actual user manual. So you can see right here, the user manual covers the 23 and 30 quart portable fridge. And there's not really much to it. When you get it in, you get a power cord, which is a, you know, it's this power cord right here. And then you get an AC power cord, extra rubber feet. You get these two little extra feet. I didn't really need those. By the way, it's only 22.25 inches in length there, and then width here is 12.5 in width, and then height is 12.5. So how crazy is that? Look how small this thing is. You can see the size of my hand. That is a small, it's basically a small cooler to me. Internal dimensions is a little over 9 inches that way, so almost 10 inches that way, and 13.7 that way, and then 9 that way. So I'll show you once I open it up. So they have all of these settings of what it is. To turn it on, you're going to hold down for 3 seconds to turn it on or off. You'll hold that button down, the power button. There's a mode button right here, which is a max or eco mode. To unlock it, you have to hold it a minute. The lock sign disappears. Now watch. Now it's in eco mode. You guys see that? Eco mode. Max mode. I keep it in max mode. Let's just run it wide open. And that's all that does. Now this is the temperature gauge. I've got mine set on 18 degrees temperature. So I wanted to cool it down for y'all and show you what it is. Oh, there is a USB-A coming out, because if you're using up, say like a power socket right there, you have a charger right there. So you can charge your phone. Looking over the actual cooler itself, very well made. Very nicely constructed. I like the lid. It has a scratch resistant lid and kind of got a little bit of heat resistance to it. So looking over the specifications again, the only thing on it right here is the decimal level is 45 decibel. Listen, I don't know if you can hear it in the camera. That's right, you can't hear it in the camera because I can barely hear it. I have slept in this van right here with this thing going, and I don't hear a thing. It goes down as low as -8 degrees all the way up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 22 degrees negative to 10 degrees Celsius. You're talking about getting cold. So you can basically, there's the -8. I'm not going to run it that hot, that low. Let's run it about where I had it, because I have canned drinks in here, and that's everything on the manual there. So we don't need the manual. I don't need anything else in there. So one thing I'd found out, my cigarette lighter does not have power when the key is not turned on. So why is that an issue? Well, that means my refrigerator's running, then I turn my van off, this turns off. So what I'm doing, I'm running the Dubasin, you know, this is a 2000 watt power bank. I'm running this, so this always gives me power. You see I got 70% power still on there. The draw from the refrigerator is around between, it seems to jump between 60 and 40 watts of power. So what I like about having it on a power bank, the power bank is plugged in here. It charges while I'm driving the van, so it gets this to 100, and then it pulls out of the power banks. If I had one complaint, I wish there was something to lock it down, because all of this is solid. It'd be nice if there was some sort of like hole or something that I could lock it in. That'd be handy to know there. Let me open it up and let's take a temperature reading out of this thing. So I have my little IR gun here. So the outside of the unit is 65 degrees. That is 68 degrees, my unit here. How hot is it running? This will run a little warmer. You can see that. That's 78 degrees. So let's go ahead. Let me open this thing up and let's see like how cold it is. Check out how it has a chain lock. I can tell y'all that's cold. Here's all the breakdown again, once again, from meat all the way down to, you know, any type of drinks or anything. Gives you the ratings on that. Now, that right here, this sidewall is very cold. I can tell y'all that is very cold. What is it? 16 degrees on the sidewall. Let's see if we can turn that light on. 16 degrees on the sidewall. 23 degrees. Now, I do run one of these things in here just in case of an injury or something. I do a lot of mountain biking and all that, so it always keeps it cold. So I've got a tonic water in here. So my tonic water, 39 degrees. Now it's heating, it's going to heat up pretty fast, 39 degrees. And check out down in here. So one of the cool things about something like this is the fact that also you don't have to run ice in here. So you actually maximize all the space. Look at how a normal size water bottle fits perfectly down there. And I have like a Red Bull that's fit down in there. And I'll get like, oh, there's a yogurt. What's the yogurt at? Yogurt usually stays pretty cold. 27 degrees on the yogurt. Like I said, I got it, and I've got like power bars, so these don't melt, my Matrix power bars. So it can be smoking hot outside, and it's great to have to come back to your van after a good hiking trip or mountain biking or something. And then I've got a cold drink, so I go right here. I've got ice cold water waiting on me right here. Or if I get injured or something, I always have a, you know, a cold compress on me, which this thing's getting cold. That thing's right at about 29, so that's great to have something like that. I don't know how well you can see the frost on the sidewall right here. That is very cold on that sidewall. 11 degrees on the sidewall. I think it'd been great to have just at least a little LED light up in here, but I get it. This thing is very affordable for what it is. I think it's a great option for anyone that just wants to run a packable down kind of refrigerator slash cooler that's electric, that can keep everything cold as you're traveling. And then it's super light. This thing really doesn't weigh much. Like I said, it weighs almost as much as like a Yeti cooler, but I think it's better because you never have to deal with ice. So you talk about a cooler, you have to constantly buy ice and put it in there. This is a great investment for anyone that wants to van camp, RV camp, or just put it in your shed or garage or something just to have drinks in. I think it'd be a great option for anyone that just does that. This is the perfect combo in my opinion. Look how nice and neat that looks too. You got a whole thing right here, and I've got power on demand that I can run a hot plate, make my coffee, and then I got all my food. I usually buy food when I'm traveling, by the way. I'll pack this thing down with like eggs, sausage, bacon, and all of that's in here. And then I got my hot plate and everything is inside of here, all my cooking utensils and that. And there's an outlet on the side right here that I run, but I just run this off the DC port right there. So I will leave links where you can get the BougeRV and the Dubassin Pro, where you can pick up this whole setup because I like it and I recommend it. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got on the BougeRV portable cooler refrigerator meat locker. See y'all in the next video.